Hey there, True Blue subscribers, and a warm welcome to a new update from True Blue Football News. Over the years, Chelsea have been blessed with players who could turn a game on its head with a single moment of magic. Some danced past defenders like they weren't there, others could split a defense with one outrageous pass, and a few just seemed to conjure goals out of thin air. But who really deserves the crown of Chelsea's original magician? In the modern era, Eden Hazard's dazzling dribbles, balance, and composure made him the ultimate showman. Before him, Gianfranco Zola brought the bridge to its feet with impossible goals and a flair unmatched in the Premier League at the time. For the current generation, the likes of Cole Palmer and Estevão are carrying the torch, bringing creativity and unpredictability to Enzo Maresca's attack. Yet Chelsea's magical history goes even deeper, back to the 1980s and 90s with midfield visionaries who, while perhaps not household names to younger fans, could control a match with a single flick or touch. Each era has had its wizard in blue, but the original magician is as much about influence as it is about skill. The player who first set the standard for flair at Stamford Bridge and inspired the next generation to play with joy and imagination. Eden Hazard, 1. Scored 110 goals in 352 Chelsea appearances. 2. Won the Premier League twice, the FA Cup, League Cup, and 2 Europa Leagues. 3. Famous for solo goals against Arsenal, West Ham, and Liverpool. 4. Voted Chelsea's Player of the Year 4 times. 5. Holds the record for most Premier League dribbles completed in a single season. Gianfranco Zola, 1. Scored 80 goals in 312 games for Chelsea. 2. Voted Chelsea's greatest ever player in 2003. 3. Known for his back heel flick goal versus Norwich in 2002. 4. Won 2 FA Cups, a League Cup, the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, and the Super Cup. 5. Never received a red card in his entire Chelsea career. Cole Palmer, 1. Joined from Manchester City in 2023. 2. Scored on his Champions League debut for Chelsea. 3. Known for calm, clinical penalties under pressure. 4. Youngest Chelsea player to score in 3 consecutive Premier League games since Arjen Robben. 5. Has already reached double figures for goals in a single season. Estevão, 1. Joined Chelsea from Palmeiras in 2025. 2. Nicknamed Messinho in Brazil for his dribbling style. 3. Debuted for Palmeiras age just 16. 4. Known for explosive acceleration and close control. 5. Scored on his first Chelsea appearance in a friendly. So who was the original magicians? Before the modern era's wizards, Stamford Bridge had its own spellcasters. Peter Osgood's swagger and composure made him the king of the King's Road. Alan Hudson's vision and passing could unpick any defense, while Charlie Cook's wing play in the late 60s and 70s made him a crowd favorite for his trickery and crossing. And yes, Pat Nevin, the Scottish winger of the 80s, absolutely counts, bringing artistry, guile, and a flair for the spectacular long before Chelsea's modern superstars took the stage. These men built the stage the new magicians now perform on. Peter Osgood scored in every round of the 1970 FA Cup, helping Chelsea lift the trophy, a feat no one has since matched. Remembered for his diving header equalizer in the replayed final against Leeds, set up by Charlie Cook's chip. Netter of the winner in the 1971 Cup Winners' Cup final replay against Real Madrid, clinching European glory. His stunning volley versus Arsenal in the FA Cup earned BBC Goal of the Season for 1972-73. Tallied around 150 goals in 380 appearances, firmly cementing his status among Chelsea's all-time greats. Charlie Cook joined Chelsea in 1966 for a then club record fee from Dundee and debuted in a Fairs Cup win over Barcelona. His chip in the 1970 FA Cup replay set up Osgood's equalizer. Chelsea went on to win the final in extra time. Star of Chelsea's 1970s flair team, forging a glamorous front alongside Osgood and Hudson. Made 373 appearances across 2 spells, contributing 30 goals and steadying the team during tough times. Post-football, he pioneered youth development by co-running a soccer school in Cincinnati. Alan Hudson, a technically gifted and dynamic midfield playmaker for Chelsea during their late 1960s renaissance, setting up key strikes. integral in Chelsea's creative midfield that propelled them to an FA Cup in 1970 and a Cup Winners' Cup in 1971. His debut had fans raving. Stan Cullis described it as the finest he'd ever seen. Enthusiastic off the pitch, too. He featured on the club's 1972 single Blue is the Color, which reached number 5 in the charts. Though overshadowed sometimes by fame, Hudson remains revered at Chelsea, Stoke, Arsenal, and even in the US for his on-field artistry. Pat Nevin. Signed from Clyde in 1983 for $95,000, he became an instant fan favorite and helped Chelsea win promotion with 14 goals in 1983-84. Voted Chelsea's Player of the Year in that same promotion season, a rare double of influence and acclaim. Fan-loved winger who dazzled with dribbles and creativity, helping set up countless goals for teammates. Known affectionately as Weirdo for his love of indie culture, he famously quipped, "I'm normal, you're a bunch of weirdos." After retiring, he embraced media and culture, hosting reunions that reunited players like Speedy and Cannaville in poignant moments. And there you have it. 4 Chelsea icons who could conjure magic with a single touch, turning matches into masterpieces and defenders into training cones. From Osgood's royal swagger in the box to Cook's balletic wing play, Hudson's effortless midfield artistry, and Nevin's unpredictable genius, these were players who didn't just play football, they painted it in blue. So who is Chelsea's OG magician? Why don't you decide in the comments? If you've ever tried a back heel nutmeg in 5-a-side and ended up kicking fresh air, then please like and subscribe.